Hey guys, welcome back to your daily dose of Broodwar. Today for you, I've got a ladder game. It's going to be Soulkey versus Light. And this, I'm not going to lie to you, is an older game. It was played in 2022. But I was going back through my backlog of replays and I saw this one. I took a quick look and realized that it was one we weren't gonna want to miss. If you guys don't know, most of these replays come from cwall.gg. You can check out that website to find your own ladder replays if that's something you're interested in doing. But this is from a pack that was sent to me by Dude Nerd, who is a big contributor on cwall.gg. At least he's always helping out and putting the names to faces here, putting the different IDs, giving them their pro player names. So that is a huge help to me. It allows me to spend more time casting games rather than looking for replays. So big shout out to him. And yeah, we're gonna get into this game. We are on Neo Sylphid. And a 12 hatch has come down for Soulkey. I didn't watch this game till the end, but I did get an idea of how it goes in the beginning. It's quite an exciting one, and it takes a pretty big turn. The third base looks like he's going to be grabbing a very early third here. Look at that. Third before gas for Mr. Soulkey. Playing on his BuckTube account rather than that Needs Money account. I guess that's the one he was using back in 2022. A command center coming up here pretty quickly for Light. Only building, what was that, a single Marine? Yeah, just one Marine into command center. Actually, I think that command center might have started before the Marine, which is good. Getting into his macro here really nice and early on. A few links are popping out here. Let's see what happens with the first 100 gas. We've got the SCV trying to dip in here. Oh, he totally could have blocked that. I think a little over micro there from Soulkey. It can be hard. It is a challenge not to micro your units too much. Sometimes it's better to just allow them to do their thing, especially when they're already attacking, but there is that temptation to try and juke forward with, or, you know, kite forward with your lings or with any of your other melee units, zealots, or what have you, in order to try and make them do extra damage. But sometimes they just doing the extra clicks, trying to push them forward, or trying to, you know, force the surround to happen, sometimes that can end up backfiring and doing more harm than good. So the full scout here in the main base from that SCV, he sees that there's no layer on the way. Okay, layer's going to be thrown down in the natural. We've got speed coming up here and quite a few more lings in production here. A Hydralisk Den coming up at the third base as well. I think that Light knows about this third, but I'm not sure if he will be able to get out here and actually see this. And I'm not sure if he's also going to comsat this area either. We'll have to keep an eye on that to see if he drops the scan at the third base or not. Let's take a look. Natural. Doesn't see anything from this natural. Just a few lings popping out and, you know, not too many drones and no second gas. That's actually quite the tell. We've got tons of lings out here. Soulkey is waiting for this move out here. 2 firebats have been mixed in, though. This is some of the brilliance of Light, knowing that he needs these 2 extra firebats. Let's take a look at the health here on these Marines as they move out. We're going to get a big surround here. Oh, these firebats are doing so much work at the front, but he's targeting them down. 2 more firebats come up. That may be able to save Light here with this engagement. Both these firebats doing a lot of work. Lings are going to run into the main base, start to pick off some Marines, start to slow down some of these barracks as well. We're going up to 5 racks for light. This was very, very popular a little bit, like a little while ago, but it's not as popular anymore. Most people are going for 4 racks play into a faster factory. But this play allows you to pump out an incredible amount of ground units. Wow, this is the Firebat hero right here. You know that player, Firebat hero? This is him. He's in this suit right now. He's got 9 kills. Looks like he is going to go down with that 10th kill. But he put up a hell of a fight here in the middle of the map. Lings are being produced still. We've got lurkers on the way now. No drones at this third, by the way. Took the third base, never put a drone there. Now he's going to put 1 drone over in this spot. But appears that Light has figured this out now. He knows what's coming. He's got some bunkers on the way here. Missile turret coming up as well. And finally some drones are starting to pop for Soulkey. He's got his second gas now. He's going to go into Queen's Nest. So a quick transition into Hive and Defiler. So as soon as he can possibly get those Defilers out, he's going to be doing that. Factory on the way here for Light, but you can see how delayed this factory is in comparison to what it would be with a 4x play. You should have this out quite a bit faster. It's going to be a while before you can break out of this little lurker contain here. First tank is not going to be out for quite some time. Hive is already on the way now, so he should be able to get the Defiler out here in time before a tank push can come across the map, but we'll see. Second. Oh, okay. Second factory here. And what's this? A third factory. Okay. I thought we were going to have at least 1 starport, but he's lifting off. Okay. So we're going full on mech transition here. That is not a 180. This is like a 360. He's gone from 5 barracks, switching it up now into full on mech transition. And we have seen this before. This is really popular right after the launch of Remastered, but it's not this fast. The way that he's doing it right now, you would not see this even at the launch of Remastered. You usually want to go out and put a lot of pressure on the Zerg player. You want to have, you know, bio balls out in front of each of the bases, coming out and taking a third, maybe taking a fourth, and then transitioning into mass factory, into mech play. But it seems like Light has no interest in doing that whatsoever. He's just gonna stop production with these barracks. He's actually left them back at home, so he's not floated all of them out. He's floated 1 of them. He's building some Firebats over here, which is a little bit funny. I don't know what those are for. I guess he was gonna try and walk around the map, try to come around to the base here, maybe with those Firebats, and try to get some free kills. But that's been spotted now by Soulkey. Just diligent play by him, making sure that he is moving wings around the map, finding out where those enemies are. It looks like these 2 lurkers, 3 lurkers, gonna go down here at the front as the tank push begins. But already Consume is on the way. It's not done. It's on the way here. So we should have Defilers out in time. Some emergency sunken colonies are going to come up here at the front of the base, just to make sure that we can survive this. More Hydras are popping. There's the first Defiler. Just needs to buy a tiny bit more time, pulling away the lurkers here from the third, putting them up at the front. The tanks are going to come up and siege. We do not have science vessels, of course. No starport here just yet. Gonna start to push forward. We've got 3 lurkers here in a line. You can't push through that. One of the lurkers is gonna go down. He has to back up a little bit. He can't be losing these lurkers before Consume is done, and he throws down the Darkstorm. Here we go. Finally gonna get that Darkstorm down. The lurker gonna burrow here under the Darkstorm. This should be the end of the aggression. You cannot push through this. Oh, he actually killed that. I guess one of the Lings ran over it, and then the Ling got targeted. That's kind of a funny thing, actually, that lurkers, they can't be hit under Darkstorm unless there's another unit next to them which gets hit, and then the splash can actually deal damage to them. And Link's coming out here trying to get this tank with only 5 HP. It manages to escape. Still got the Defiler here though, and another one over near this Nidus, which can pop through now and save the third base. Light trying to rotate over here, but he's not going to find any headway. Not going to make any headway in this area. Looks like he's going to pull some mines into the tanks. Not quite able to deal any damage to those, but he is managing to hold this off. The lurker here will not be killed, but some vultures making their way into the back. Looks like they will be cleaned up as well, but just barely. Soulkey holding on by a thread right now, but it is a very strong thread. We've got more hatcheries here in the main base. He has the Defiler play. He's got the lurkers. He's hanging on for now. And ventral sacks coming up here. We're going to see a lurker drop into some of these mineral lines. That would be pretty cool. Oh man, this is a nasty little spot for these tanks here. He's actually killing a ton of drones with this 10 kills on this one tank. Able to get rid of this gas geyser as well would be huge. So he's having to constantly scan up here in order to get vision of this. Vultures are going to run by these lurkers and actually get some more drones here on this high ground. Really limiting the macro engine here for Soulkey. Trying to desperately get online right now, but he's being shut down by the constant tank harassment and vulture harassment that's coming from Light. He is doing so well with these vultures, actually dealing a ton of damage, dropping that drone count to 36 against 70. Really good stuff from Light. But oh, look at this, a muta transition. Gonna be taking down these tanks. As soon as the tanks die, we will have the third gas taken once again, and finally Soulkey can get back into this game. He can get back to producing like he was before. Now floating out the barracks, he's realized there's no more room for Marines in this game. It's going to be all mech or nothing. Flying forward here. He's not going to be able to deal too much damage at this third base, but he could deal a lot in the main. If you would just send the mutas through here. There's no turrets at this position. We've got a bunch of turrets down at this bottom center area. But yeah, that's not going to be broken very easily. Quite a few of these mutas have been picked off. We're still sending out more mutas right now. And my goodness, this base got very close to dying. So Soulkey, again, hanging on by a thread here. Going to fly into the main base. Now he sees that there's nothing defending here in the main. He could kill the armory. Where's the other armory? There it is right there. That is a big target right there. If he could pick that off, that would be a huge boon to Soulkey's game, or Soulkey's position in this game. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name for a second. This is honestly one of my favorite Zerg players, but his name escaped me there for a moment. Now coming over here to the fourth base, gonna be picking off some more SCVs. He's actually dropped that by about 6. Flyer Carapace is on the way. We're transitioning full on into Hydra. You can see Hydra speed and attack and armor coming up here. Is actually getting triple upgrade off of just 3 base. It's quite a tight build here with not too much leg room in terms of your gas income. You're really low on that gas number. Ooh, these irradiates doing so much damage. He's gonna try and kill as many SCVs as he can, and he actually did a pretty good job dropping that down to just 60. But we're actually head on bases right now as Terran. It's never a position you want to be in as the Zerg player, behind your Terran meching opponent in terms of the number of bases, and he's 30 supply behind as well. We've got a huge army moving through the middle of the map. And let's take a look at the upgrades. 1 is done. Whereas let's take a look here. 2 armor already here for Soulkey, but armor is not that useful. It is somewhat useful. It definitely does help, but it's not that great against meching player. The damage is just so high from things like tanks, from vultures and Goliaths, that it doesn't really save you that much. You'd much rather have the attack upgrades, I think. He's going to come through the middle here. Going to drop some Dark Storms on top of some of these Hydras here, and he should actually be able to kill these tanks if he targets correctly. Great plague there. He was waiting for that for quite a while. Got an amazing plague on the middle of these units. That is huge, huge value here for Soulkey. Moving down, he's trying to clear out some of these barracks. Get rid of a bit of the vision on the map for Light. But Light, he's got a very strong position. Maps like this, with a huge open middle, are incredibly good for the meching Terran. You can spread tanks all over the place. You can build turrets in little pockets all over as well. Oh, not if you lose your engineering bay, but yeah, you're seeing what I'm saying. You can spread out all over this middle and take a big chunk of the map and just deny bases from Soulkey. That could get him into a winning position. Hydra's making their way over here for a counterattack, but it looks like they will be denied. Tanks sieging up in the main, pushing that back. Gonna move northward and cancel this command center at least, it looks like. Maybe he can get a science vessel. Science vessel, you cannot be losing those. Are you spending so much gas on Goliath tank? You really can't afford a whole lot of vessels, so losing 2 vessels right now is very, very painful. Just cleaning out everything here on the bot side of the map, and Soulkey playing a great game from a deficit here. Maybe able to secure the bottom right-hand quadrant. I guess it's not a quadrant, it's a third. The bottom right-hand third of the map. That would be a huge victory. Some Zerglings going to town on these SCVs. SCVs with just 5 damage. They cannot stand against cracklings that already have +2 armor, +3 armor actually. You're only doing 2 damage per SCV hit. 2 SCVs can kill an entire mineral line. Coming up here towards the natural, he's gonna get a lurker in position right in front of these tanks and then back away. Nicely done. He will be able to maybe kill a couple of these tanks. It's possible. Oh, he's trying to kill it with the splash. Look at this. There we go. He killed one of his own Goliaths there, and you can see it in action. The splash damage can kill the lurker as long as it's a different unit. If you're attacking the lurker directly, you're never going to kill that. So Light, quick thinking there, manages to take out that lurker and deny that attack. And Soulkey here, he's trying to double expand into the bottom right, but a big position set up here for Light in the front. A lot of lings coming up. We haven't seen drop play as of yet. No drop play going down on any of these bases. And we saw Soulkey get that upgrade a long time ago, so I'm wondering what the plan was for that and why he has diverted away from that plan. Maybe just too much action on the map. Soulkey running away from tanks down here in the bottom right. Looks like his hatchery is just barely going to finish, but it might not last too long. Lings need to get down here and save this base. We've got a pretty decent setup here for Light, keeping the rest of the units back here for Soulkey, but with Lings jumping on top of this, he should be able to clear that out. Unfortunately, though, losing those bases down in the bottom right is a big blow, and Light is going to continue to expand up into the upper left. Looks like Soulkey was ready to take one of those bases, but can't really do so anymore. Has caught up in supply, though. His supply is looking very good, 150. But this is becoming a really big problem here. 2-3 onto this army, or 3-2 on this army. That's so much damage from these tanks. He's going to kill this new hatchery over here. And we're starting to dry out as Soulkey. He is getting very close. There it is, depleted. This is getting close as well. Actually, not as close as I thought. 1,000 gas still in that. 1,800 here. So he's still got some time on those 2 gas geysers, but he will eventually need more. Sending out some Lings and Hydras in small groups, trying to clear out some mines and maybe get on top of a tank or 2, but Oh, Ultras are out now. So this is the older style of taking on mech. It still is completely viable. A lot of people still use it, but in my opinion, Queen Hydra is a lot stronger. It's a lot more robust. You're actually getting better trades here. Gonna jump on top of this army now, and actually clearing out these tanks is a very big win for Soulkey. He will push through, but how much farther can he go? There's mines everywhere. Mines take such great trades with Ultralisk. They really soften them up by a lot. Lings are going to get picked off in large number. That's really why I like the Hydralisk Queen way of playing. You can get the Broodlings, dealing that free damage, and then also you can move through minefields a lot easier, a lot more efficiently. Some Ultras coming down here with a big group of Lings going to jump on top of these tanks. Now, this is a great efficient trade here for Soulkey, able to kill a ton of tanks with just a majority Lings down here at the bottom. And he may now be able to expand down to these bases, although Light is actually thinking about expanding in this direction himself. He's running out of minerals in his main and his natural. His third is also mined out, so his fourth base and his fifth base are all that he's mining from right now. That's still enough for the time being, but he is going to want to secure some more bases ASAP. Soulkey starting to take the middle bases now, taking the center of the map as he pushes Light to the fringes. These Ultralists giving him a bit of power for a short time here, allowing him to shove forward and actually take big fights with this tank army. He's really got to make sure that mines are everywhere on the map and his tank lines are well defended, because a small group of Lings and a large group of Lings and a few Ultras can shove through some of these tank lines. Not with this many Vultures, though. Vultures really do the trick when it comes to shutting down these huge groups of Lings. Nice job sniping the Defilers as well. They did get some Darkstorm down here, but that's not going to be a successful attack. He's not going to be able to jump on top of these tanks. Every engagement here, it's so important that you start to chip away at the tank count, because as that tank count gets higher and higher, it becomes more and more and more difficult to break through in any location. Now, this might be a good spot for him to push through. Not over here, though. You don't want to be losing Ultras to mines. That's going to be pretty free for Light. Some more Vultures being migrated down here. Light realizes that this is the dangerous position here. This is the spot that Soulkey could potentially break through, and he's got to quickly reinforce it. Hydra's pushing up here, getting rid of some of these mines. Darkstorm going to come down, and another one here to defend this base over on the center right. Another wave of units coming forward here. Light not pushing towards this base, but he's managed to snag this high ground location. A lot of mine drags here, pulling these mines onto the Ultras and not onto the tanks. So I think that even though he'll be able to kill off quite a few of these tanks, he's not going to break through this line. And Light is going to continue to shell this base, at least for now. More Lings going to pop out here, try to pick off this tank, and it looks like they will. The Radiate's coming down on some of these Lurkers, getting rid of that position. And Light pushing through here on the top center, trying to just fight through. And look at that. GG is called. Soulkey taps out, losing that momentum. I think that attack right here where he wasn't able to get the Darkstorm down and jump on top of the tanks. Well, he got Darkstorm, but it wasn't close enough to actually get on top of those units. And Light pushes through. The tank count just a little bit too high in all positions. It's so hard to fight. I'm so curious as to how this game would have gone had Soulkey opted for the Queen game instead, Queen Hydra, rather than the Ultralisk. It just feels like they don't have that much staying power. The Ultra, they allow you to push through some of these positions, but they're so expensive, and they really use up your bank incredibly quickly. They don't trade super efficiently either. The tanks kill them off pretty darn well. And yeah, it just doesn't feel like they trade very well at all against the mech player. But that is it, guys. That is the only game I had for you today. Thank you for joining me for your daily dose of Broodwar, and I will see you guys tomorrow.